Be right back. Viewers 0. 0 viewers. Ooh. All right. Here we go. Alright. That'll do. Okay. Let's resume our game. Obviously, I've got some feedback going on here, so let me fix that. Here we go. Minimize that. Bring that up. Here we go. You minimize these things and then Alt-Tab. Here we go. Livestream. Kerbal Space Program 1.3.1. This is my third live stream. I'm going to now I'm going to fast forward till the next morning to launch this light Docker probe here to get this science. Alright, let's fly that baby. Now, I think I'm going to go at a steeper ascent profile with this one. Yeah, now that the sun has risen, although at some point I'm going to be pointing almost directly into the sun. Actually, at one point I will be pointing directly into the sun. We'll see what happens. So far, so good with the ascent profile, coming up on 45 degrees. This is good. This is good. About 400 meters per second at 45 degrees, and yeah, so far so good. I'm gonna put these down there just to stage quicker. And I'm going to hold this angle because I think the low thrust on this, I need to have some vertical sine gains there to make sure my altitude doesn't decrease. My specific impulse is increasing. My thrust to weight ratio is increasing. The drag is decreasing. These are all good things. Hopefully this will be sufficient to carry me all the way to orbit. This thing can barely, just barely limp to orbit, so I think might have to add another fuel tank. I don't know. This is a yeah, we'll just see. We'll see how it goes. What's going on with the feed here? This is not, my webcam does not seem to be working. There we go. That seemed to have fixed it. Let's hope it stays that way. Okay, I don't want to lose that many cosine losses, that much. So, leveling out the flight a little bit, but that might cost me. Yep, there we go, I'm starting to fall. Okay. Ooh-wee! That is not the most efficient flight profile, but I've got to get above the atmosphere. I'm not sure this will even make it to orbit. We'll see. It's gonna be real close if we get there. I don't think it's gonna happen, to be frank. (1100 meters per second). Doing better than we were before. Let's go ahead and bring up, see how close we are to our apoapsis in terms of time. Our time to apoapsis is increasing, so I'm going to bring down the angle of attack here to 15 degrees. I think that should be sufficient. Oh yeah. Of course, we are running low on fuel. Hello, viewer. How's it going? Hello, can you see me talking? I can definitely see your chat. Okay, let's point truly prograde and just push this apoapsis up to 70 kilometers. So, Aerospace, you're in for a treat. This is a pretty slimmed down orbiter here that I've got, one of the cheapest you can buy. I'm just playing normal career mode. I just did a lunar landing mission that was really stripped down and did not quite make it to orbit with this one. So let's go back to the Space Center. My current mission, I was trying to, let's see, recover that, whatever. I was trying to dock two vessels in space. And so I went with this rocket, but it's not quite enough to get to orbit, so I'm going to change a couple of things here. It'll be slightly more expensive, slightly more massive, but you know, I've got plenty of funds. Alright, this should do fine. Let's increase that thrust there. Try and get your highest point higher. Oh, I know, but when you have such a tricky... Okay. Flight profile. You know, I just barely had enough delta V to get to orbit, so I had to go at a very shallow flight profile to get there. Normally I shoot for about 80 kilometers on the apoapsis. Ooh, this thing is accelerating quite handsomely. I think I'm going to coast a little bit here. Yeah. Before staging. Because I really don't need to. I can bring down the acceleration. I think this is going to pierce through the atmosphere. Not quite. There we go. Alright, that should make it, and I think I have enough thrust that even with this steep trajectory and plenty of delta V, I'll get to orbit here. So I'm just going to time accelerate, get up to space. That's good. Not the absolute most efficient launch. That was a rather steep trajectory, but it was pretty good. Get a nice circular orbit here. You zoom in, keep this on prograde, and as that starts to approach your spacecraft, you just lightly tap that shift key. It'll slow down and start to slide away. You just keep it right there. You will get an extremely circular orbit, especially if you do something like this. Oop. Okay. Yep. 78.964 kilometers by 78.483. That's all right. All right, let's go back to Space Center here. We'll launch another one. Light Docker. Okay, launch vessel. There's a trick to launching to a rendezvous. Here, I'll show it to you. Basically, you take a view above Kerbal here, and you go until you're about 1 hour difference in angle from your target spacecraft. Go ahead and set that as your target. There we go. 2 hours, 1 hour. That's about right. Okay. And launch. And last time my trajectory was too steep, so this one I'm taking a more shallow launch. Not that it matters. I have plenty of fuel. All right. This is a much more efficient flight profile here. Okay, have you ever seen my channel? No, I've never seen your channel, sorry. And I'm actually going to hop up over my target, so you'll see these intersection nodes actually come together probably right around where the descending node is. Okay, kill the thrust there. Go ahead and put that thrust down to 3%. Because I'm going to bring that intersection down very precisely. Okay. That's good. That's good. Alright. We are in space. You know what? While we're at it, we might as well decouple that node. Now we switch over to relative velocity, which is pretty significant, 964 meters per second. We're going to add a maneuver here where we're going to circularize and it says, oh shit, shit. Yeah, I overshot that a little bit, so I just passed my spacecraft, but passed my target spacecraft, but it's okay. I'll get another shot here pretty soon. Okay. Yeah, there we go. So I just continued burning in the direction of that target spacecraft. Now switch back over to retrograde again. And let's push these velocity vectors around. You want to push that forward velocity vector to be directly over your target's position vector. And I'm going to go ahead and lock onto that relative velocity and then go ahead and switch over to my target, decouple the node, set the other spacecraft as this one's target, point at that velocity vector. I gotta slow down their relative velocities here in a minute, but let's time accelerate till we're closer to that point. Oh, it's fighting me because I'm not on position stability. Okay. That's not enough. You need a middle stage thruster. No, I don't. That was plenty enough to get to orbit. Hello? Hello. Up. If you haven't noticed, Aerospace X, I am quite good at this game, actually. I have done one time a grand tour of the entire Kerbal system, every solid body, including Eve, without refueling. That was my greatest achievement. It took a lot of planning and a lot of processing power because that ship was huge. But it's doable. A lot of rendezvous and docking, ion thruster maneuvers, but it's doable. Now with resource utilization, it's kind of pointless. You can just go ahead and make the fuel in situ, but yeah, I did that in, I think it was 0.25. I don't have the video of it. These two are coming together at 2 meters per second. That might cause them to fall, to bump off of each other, so let's slow it down. Slow it down. Okay. Stay locked on that. That'll work. Yikes. Maybe not. I don't know. Got it. Okay. Done. Yay! Alright. Okay, so that's that achievement. Why don't we just kill this thing. Shut down engine. See how hard I can hit that atmosphere. Well, if I really want to hit the atmosphere hard, I'll just do that. Yeah, that's my trajectory. See what happens. No way. There we go. That piece still flying towards Kerbal. Hey, it's possible that one of these pieces I'll actually be able to recover for a small amount of space junk or cash, small amount of funds, but very unlikely. Maybe this one's more likely to survive than that one. This one's just way too fast. But this one seems to have a significant amount of Aerodynamic resistance, and maybe I can glide it a little bit. 15, yeah, I think this one, maybe this, or one of these docking ports will actually survive here. Oh, something did. Yes! Yeah! Both. Called it. All right. We got another viewer. Woo. Okay, you stop and recover. How much funds did I get from recovering that? Hey, I got 0.3 science. That's cool. 1 data gathered. Data value 0.28. Let's see. Parts. Looks like I got 627 funds. 628 funds. Nice. Cool. Okay. So we got 18 science, which is pretty useless. I do have to rescue some people from orbit. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that rescue mission right now. Go ahead and let's just build a new craft here. Simple enough. Here, we'll go ahead and I know I have that. There we go. Okay. So that's good. And then we're going to need parachutes. Excellent. And or we have parachutes. We needed a heat shield. I want a little bit more parachutage. So let's go ahead and add those drogue chutes. That might be just enough to slow us down, even in the highlands. Okay, I'm gonna put on a basic rocket stage here. I don't want to risk running out of power, so let's go ahead and put that on there. Now, the guy we're rescuing is rather far out there, so we're going to give him a fair amount of rocket to work with. Yeah, that looks silly. That looks sillier, but no, that's about level. Okay. Let's see, mass 0.075 tons compared to 0.03. Let's just go with those. Alright, so there's my nice rocket to go rescue those guys. We'll go ahead and put on just some basic finnage on the side. Got Jebediah. I want to train up Bill, so we'll send him on this mission just to piggyback here. Go ahead and rotate that into place. Check your staging. Here we go. We got that and that firing, then those, then that firing with that. This detaches. Those go. Okay, sounds good. I don't think I'm forgetting anything here. I think they have plenty of comm range even without an antenna, so let's go ahead and super duper booper. Launch. No drogue chutes won't be enough. Yeah, but I've also got the Mark 1 or Mark 16 parachute here. And that, I think, is enough. We'll see. Maybe I'll just have to try to land in water. Oh, shit. Whoa. Those solid boosters won't need those. Ah, crap! Crap! Oh, crap! Wow. Wow. I really should have added struts or something. Look at that thing go! The pogo stick to orbit. Oh my god, I've never had a rocket do this before. This is insane. Okay. Well, let's test that parachute system out. This is insane. Okay. Yeah, the fuel tanks over the solid rocket boosters weren't to feed fuel to the solid rocket boosters, obviously. They were to feed fuel to the center engine while those solid rocket boosters burned, so that when they detached, the core stage would still be full of fuel. It's a form of cross-feed, basically. Okay. Coming down at 8.9 meters per second. Okay, there is a little strategy here because this might be coming in a little hot. I don't think it'll slow down below 7 meters per second when it hits the ground. I think it'll be alright, but it's a little risky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Jebediah hang on to the ladder outside the spacecraft while Bill transfers over to the Mark 1 command pod, so that if the cargo or the crew section, the passenger section is compromised, then it'll still work out. Okay, I'm a little afraid to do too much time acceleration here because Jeb might fall off the ladder there. Okay, here's the moment of truth. Were the parachutes enough? Yes, they were enough. So, cancel. Hang on. Hang on. Transfer crew. Transfer there. Okay. And now you board and recover the vessel. Okay, so my only oversight there was the huge oscillations on the solid rocket boosters. I'm not sure if I have the structural integrity. Did I unlock? Okay, I have struts, so I'm going to add a couple of struts there. It should fix everything. All right. Okay, that should be sufficient. So, if you notice, I have the fuel cross-feed pipelines put in place. So these liquid fuel tanks are feeding this engine while these solid rocket boosters burn. When these are empty, or when these solid rocket boosters are depleted, whichever comes first, then I will second, then I'll jettison these. So that was my thinking there. Let's see, much more stable. Much more stable. Okay, so the liquid fuel is draining slightly slower than this solid fuel. So after these are burnt out, I'll just be waiting a little bit longer to jettison those. But they are currently serving a very valuable function in keeping the center core full of fuel. See? I got that. I'm going to go ahead and target the orbital prograde vector. Because I think we're on a pretty good track here. Yeah, this is a fairly decent trajectory. Of course, I've got to go up to this guy. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cut out there. Actually, I can go ahead and keep burning here. So let's see, I'm about 30 degrees off. So yeah, if I keep burning in this direction, this apoapsis will be pushed right basically along this ascending node here and should actually come up right about there. So I'm just going to keep burning the way I am. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and time accelerate to that node. Ah, crap. Well, execute it anyway. It's not that far off. Okay, the orbit is not very far off, so let's ding. Oh my god. I'm 180 degrees out of phase. And I do not have enough fuel. How did I not notice that? Well, time to come back home, boys. Oh, geez, I hope I do not land on a mountain. Rising up into the higher atmosphere. Wow, am I traveling far. Lost a lot of ablator there. Am I going to make it to the ocean? Yeah, maybe. Or am I going to land somewhere on that peninsula? I might pass that ocean. This is like the longest re-entry oh shit. Okay. Gotta slow down because physical time acceleration was screwing me over there. I might clear the ocean. Yeah. Land on that beach. Get out and sunbathe. Ooh, yeah, this is interesting. Yep. I'm gonna land on the land here. Maybe in that lake. I bet I could steer towards that lake if I wanted to. Yeah, let's land for that lake. Maybe I can come back. No, maybe I can sail towards that lake. We'll see. Okay, it's getting a little risky. So I declare that a successful test, non-successful rescue. Recover vessel. Try that again. Super duper pooper. Let's aim. Okay. This is good. Go for lunch. Straight up. That's going to be our strategy here. Just go straight up. And up. And up. And up. I'm getting a lot of gravity losses here, but it's not so bad. More gravity losses, less aerodynamic losses. So, it works out. Okay. So I at least have approximated the orbit here. Let's see, ascending node. Alright. Well, I can do that burn pretty easily here. Four, three, two, one. What the hell's going on? You gotta be kidding me. Out of fuel? Well... Will our heroes ever get home? Join us next time on Kerbal's Space Program Livestream. Alright. Quit the main menu. Game will be saved. Okay.